Welcome back to Are You High Right Now? Right now. Are you high
I
right
fucking
now?
was.
Okay, this is like
Coming down pretty hard right
we
now.
get high again. Get high again. This has been the worst start of a podcast ever. We probably sat here trying to get my computer to decide it wanted to work for what, 45 minutes?
Yeah, it was brutal.
DJ was ready to just walk out.
I was ready to fucking break the computer.
I was ready to go grab a hammer and smash my computer.
So we're gonna go get her a new fucking computer today.
God, I'm so annoyed. I don't know if anyone else feels this way, but I was telling you, like, there is nothing more frustrating when I feel like I could work faster, but my computer is slowing me down.
I physically could not do what you do on your computer. I would have broken that thing in half by now.
Absolutely. When and sometimes it works great, but like when I'm editing a gallery and sometimes it decides to lag that far, I have to stop it and walk away. And it's so frustrating. So I'm like, I feel like I could work so much faster, but my computer doesn't want me to do that. And I've had this computer for maybe like 4.5 years, which I don't feel like is that long. Like if it would just work, I don't feel like I need another computer. But
Well, I mean, mine lasted for 10 years, but I used it as a pretty casual computer. I didn't have
use
it
it
full
every
of-
day and
I mean, I probably used it every day, but not to this extent.
yeah. Yeah.
But so I think we just need to get you a computer that is more built for what you're doing.
Yeah, I think I should talk to some of my photographer friends and see what they edit on, actually. See if they have like a Mac desktop that they really love. Because this just isn't working.
An
I honestly
iMac.
think I could probably edit a lot better too if I had a bigger screen. Because this one, I'm like, I get so close to the screen.
Yeah, I've tried to let you use my monitor.
I know.
It's a 24-inch monitor. What's the
know.
difference?
I don't know.
It's 4K.
I just want my shit
It's probably
to work.
better than your monitor.
Yeah, but if the color's different because it's a PC.
You're right. You're
And
correct.
that's
You're right.
like the biggest thing is Macs are supposed to be like as true to color as possible. Also, like as a photographer, this is like super frustrating. I didn't know this at first, but like you could edit on your laptop or your desktop, whatever, computer, and get it to where you love the color. It's exactly what you want. And you send it, send it to the client or whatever, send it to your phone. The color is totally different because it's different on every single screen. So you could also send your gallery to your client. They could have a different computer than you and it would look different to them. The colors would look different. How fucked up is that?
That is fucked up.
So it's like, I'm always afraid that I edit it how I want. And then someone else looks on their phone and they're like, oh, I don't like it. Well, that's because that's not what I was looking at when I was editing it. Are you high now? You just smoked while I was ranting.
Mm-hmm.
What did you smoke today? Get off your freaking phone, man.
I smoked a combination of Pink Runts and White Devil. It's
Okay.
just like a...
Combination? How do you do that? You just put both in there?
So I just have like a jar. So eventually, after I buy it and I'm getting like down to my last little bit, I'll just put it all in a jar
Oh, yeah.
and just kind of have a smorgasbord.
That's fun.
Yeah, just gives you a unique flavor, unique high.
Okay. Does it taste like baby shit?
No, this one doesn't taste like baby shit.
Actually, does the other one taste like baby shit or just smells like it?
It smells.
I guess you don't know what it tastes like.
I've never eaten baby shit either.
So yesterday was 420.
Yeah.
Yeah. You want to talk about what you did?
We had a little event that we attended up in right outside of Lead at Rec Springs. It's a pretty cool little campground. During the middle of the summer, the place is probably really popping. They have a little music venue, little big old barn, bunch of cabins, campgrounds.
But you were kind of working it. Like you weren't just attending it,
Yeah,
right?
yeah. We were a sponsor of it.
Yeah.
But yeah, it was a 420 event. There was live music from noon to 9 p.m. And yeah, we had some giveaways. We gave away a snowboard yesterday, and
That's fun.
yeah.
Cool. I had an elopement yesterday. My first elopement that I've ever shot ever. And first wedding of the season. And it was good, except it was kind of cold. It was like 45 degrees and windy a little bit. And
It was a little chilly yesterday.
yeah, and then elopement at 1 p.m. So it's direct sun. A little bit of a struggle with that. But other than that, it was good. It was a good day.
Good thing you know how to shoot in direct sun, though.
I don't, kinda. Guess we'll see.
At least you were able to learn from somebody that likes to shoot indirects on.
That she's good at it.
Yeah.
Yeah. Let's get to it. This episode is things that women want men to know. And I think next week we'll do things that men want women to know. So I have a few. Do you have any thoughts on what any of these will be? Actually, I'm kind of curious as I go through these if you're like, oh yeah, I agree with that, or if any of them are surprising to you.
No, I don't have any guesses.
Okay.
Not that
so,
I don't think. I got
probably not, yeah. But this is kind of interesting because some of these you can tell are from women that have the point of view of like, they have a husband and they're saying, okay, this is what I want like my husband to know. And then in some cases it's like, no, this is what I want like general men to know. So it's kind of like all across the board, I guess. So hopefully it's helpful to kind of everybody. If you're a guy out there and you're like, what are women thinking?
Question.
Yeah.
Do you agree with every single one of these?
To be honest, I pretty much picked the ones that I mostly agreed with. Now I'm thinking about it. Yeah.
I figured.
But we'll kind of go in deeper because I won't. There might be some that I'm not a huge fan of, but most of them I'm like, no, that's so real. So
Are they all about me? This is all stuff that you want me to know?
No. Although that's sneaky. You could make the podcast next episode. Things that you want me to know.
No.
Okay, good. First one. So the first one. We're going to be emotional. We don't always want answers or solutions. Sometimes we just want to talk, vent, and be heard and have someone validate our opinions.
That's fair. I had to learn that.
I think that's a big one. I've actually like talked about that in therapy of like and obviously not all women are emotional, but I probably am. And yeah, sometimes I don't need a fix. I just need to be able to like release that emotion and have someone just be accepting of that.
See, you've at the beginning of our relationship, I was like anti-emotion, I feel like.
If I cried, you were like a confused little boy in the corner of like, what the fuck? Why are you crying? I'd be like, I just cry. I'm an easy crier. That doesn't mean anything crazy. Sometimes I just have all this emotion bottled up and I need to let it out. So I don't cry all the time, but it's like I wait till everything like comes to a head and then I like
I wasn't used to that.
Yeah.
You know, and it definitely took some time to get used to, but I'm used to it now. And
You actually have moments like that too though.
Yeah,
where
I'm
like
definitely a lot more emotional since we've been together, I guess. Because you kind of checked me on that. Like you need to
be able to talk.
Yeah.
Yeah. So yeah, that's what I guess I would say that for any guy out there that maybe does have a girlfriend or wife or whatever who can be more emotional, and maybe they have different opinions, but you don't always have to give like even your opinion on something. It can just be like literally just validate my opinions. Sometimes I just need to be told that, my feelings. Sometimes I just need to be told like, yeah, you're valid in feeling that way. Anyways, next one. This one says, so this one I would assume is more geared towards if you're living with a man. So if you're married, living with them, anything like that. It says, just do it. If you see something and it needs to be done, just do it. Don't wait. Don't ask. Don't think I'll do it later because she'll see it and do it. It won't be there later. I promise you I did not write this. I did not write this one.
I mean, I probably should do it more. I should be better at it. But I do definitely think that if I see something, like if it's trash.
Yeah, I don't think you're bad at that.
I don't just let it keep piling up until you take it out. Like, especially if it stinks. Like, it smells like the one today, I should have taken that one out. That was gross.
But, so this is what I would say for like, 'cause I don't think this is you, but like when I feel like, this is what I would say to men who are like, well, if you need help, ask or whatever. I would say a lot of times the women of the household are kind of in charge of like a lot. Like there's just a lot on their mind all the time, right? So it's like to also have to tell someone to do it adds to that like mental load. And so just having someone do it without asking, it's like, I'm going to notice that if you do something without me asking, I'm going to be like, oh, sweet. That's one thing that I don't have to worry about. And like brownie points for him. I didn't have to ask him to do it. And it might be like super little and insignificant. But like
picking up clothes off the floor.
But like I mark that in my brain of like, oh, that's so helpful. You know what I mean? So
I feel like I do little random things.
yeah, no, I
I
think you do.
definitely don't clean the house as much as you, clearly,
Yeah, but that's,
but I
I mean,
do. I mean,
yeah. I mean, there's
I'll
things you
clean
do,
the
there's
shower.
things I do. Yeah.
I'll
I
clean the
hate cleaning
shower.
the shower. DJ does that. We have like a little water tower. I hate changing the water out, which,
Which isn't even that big of a
that's one of
deal.
those things you'd probably really like if I took the initiative to do
Honestly,
that.
no. I just like giving you shit about it. I don't. It doesn't even bother me.
Really?
No,
Are you sure?
I promise. Yeah, you're the one who drinks all the water.
I know. No, that's a good one. I agree with that. Next one. Just because you're a quote nice guy doesn't make me obligated to date you, nor does it make me a bitch for not wanting to date you. Oh, that's so real. You seem confused by that.
I am a little confused. So
I feel like, and I don't want to like,
just because you're a nice guy, like I don't feel like I feel like I'm a pretty nice person.
yes, that's
Well,
different
no,
though.
not
Listen,
all the
this
time.
this is different though. There is, and I don't want to like offend any guys out there, but there is like a category of men who claim that they are the nice guy. No one wants to date me because I'm a nice guy. They want the bad boy, they want the asshole. And so there's like this nice guy mentality of like, well, I'm so good for them, but like women don't want a good guy. And it's like, shut up. Maybe women just aren't always like attracted to you. And
What
if you're
you have a
gonna,
shitty personality.
yeah, you could have a shitty personality. Also, I feel like I've dealt with this with like guys in the past where they might like you, you don't like them, so they're like friend zoned, and they're like almost aggressive with like, oh, you're a bitch. It's like, okay, then obviously you're not a nice guy because you couldn't take rejection.
Yeah, your personality is just shit.
Yeah. So if you're one of those self-proclaimed nice guys, be an actual decent freaking guy. That doesn't mean everyone's going to love you.
No, agreed.
Like they just might not like your personality, or maybe you just don't mesh. Maybe you have a great personality, but like, yeah, let it go.
Yeah, I don't think I was ever like that.
You weren't like that. I don't think you are a nice person, but I would not classify you as the nice guy.
Nice guy.
No, nice guy.
The
Nice
fuck
guy.
was that?
I'm sorry. I wouldn't classify you as the nice guy.
Oh, that's good.
And not in a mean way. I just think you're
know,
ballsier
I
than the
don't-
typical nice guy.
I
I
don't
feel
take-
like a
I don't
nice
take
guy
offense
can
to
be
it.
like walked all over.
I'm nice, but I'm careful.
Yeah, but you also like you
I
have
feel
a
like-
good you have like a strong personality. You're not just like a I don't know how to explain it. I feel like other girls are going to know what I mean by like the nice guys because they
And
just have this mentality
well, now
of
that you
like
explained
nice
it, I
guys
understand
finish
it.
last.
Yeah, well,
It's
then,
like
when just because I am being nice to you and I'm giving you my time makes them feel entitled that they should
Yes.
like you back or give you their time to you. which-
absolutely, you're not
no,
entitled to that.
It's all about the relationship and whether it's a friendship or more than that and that bond you build. I mean, it doesn't just fucking happen.
Yeah, there's also like some other ones that talk about like just because I am nice to you, just because I have a conversation with you, doesn't mean I want to date you.
No, it just means
doesn't
I-
mean you're entitled to me. Just because you
Means I
buy
was
me a
raised right.
drink or pay for my dinner one time doesn't mean I'm obligated to do anything. Like,
Mm-hmm.
so that entitlement is, I think, where like I think guys need to check themselves. No one knows you shit. If you decide you want to buy a girl a drink or be nice to them, great. You're not owed anything.
Most of the time, if I've bought a girl a drink in the past and it was like in a bar randomly, 9 times out of 10, I would just not expect anything back. It's not like I would
Right.
sit there and stare and wait for him to.
Yeah. If anything, I feel like that's an opening to like have a conversation.
Yeah.
See if you vibe.
See if she's
If
even
you
interested.
Exactly.
That me buying a woman a drink in a bar, and if she doesn't come over and maybe talk to me afterwards, not interested. I'm assuming.
Cool, yeah.
Or she's shy. I don't know.
Yeah.
Maybe I go try again.
Maybe.
And then again.
I mean, not
And then
anymore
again.
because you're married, but back in the day, maybe. Okay. This one is kind of like a different take. This would be like more probably to like a husband. If I get all dressed up every once in a while and spend extra time to do my hair and makeup, to go run errands or go to work, it does not mean I'm doing it for another guy or to draw attention to myself. I just want to look and feel extra pretty every once in a while.
I've never felt that way.
Good. Because I was going to say that like
No, because I love when you dress. I love when you dress up. I think you're very beautiful, and I love that you take pride in how you dress and what.
I was just thinking, like, a lot of times I am dressed for the day, like after you leave for work, and then by the time you get home from work, I'm already like in sweats, and so you probably don't think I dress up at all.
No, I know. I mean,
I get dressed like to do
I
go
see
do
you get,
stuff.
yeah, I was gonna say you're always changing outfits, and I know. I mean,
Yeah,
but
but-
that's just who you are. I don't
Yeah.
know any different.
Yeah. But I definitely agree with this because for me personally, like the clothes I wear or hair, makeup, anything, I've never, even if I was like single and trying to date a guy, I've never done that for a guy. I'm doing that for myself to feel confident in myself, if anything, so that other girls like my outfit. You know what I mean? So, no, I agree with that a lot. This next one, cat calls are not a fucking compliment.
That's fair. So that's just like outright, like whistling or
Anything. If you're a
howling
guy,
or
you're walking down
whatever.
the street, a guy drives by and he rolls his window down and says something to you.
What if like you just it's like a drive by and like, oh, you're beautiful as you're walking by? Is that a cat call?
Well, first off, I've never heard a guy who has the balls to roll his window down and say something to a random stranger, say, "You're beautiful." I've never heard that.
I've done it.
You
I
have?
have, and it's worked.
Okay, fuck off. Whatever.
I'm kidding.
Whatever.
I'm kidding.
I don't know. I guess that's a nicer cat call. It still counts as a cat call though.
I just didn't know, like if, like, and I'm not necessarily talking about like in like a car scenario or on the street. Like, what if you're like walking down the busy sidewalk and you catch eye contact with a guy and he's just like, "You're beautiful," and then just keeps walking, doesn't do anything else, and just
Yeah.
have a good day.
That's fair, but like
Is that-
that's the minority. Like I've never had that happen before.
Fair.
I've had people either like, I don't know. Well, this is a different thing. Obviously, if they're saying something, yeah, and the reason it's not a compliment is because we feel always like a little bit unsafe. Like if you're by yourself walking somewhere. So then for a guy to say something, it's like, that to me is
predatory.
not like, ooh, that's sweet. I'm like, immediate guard up.
Yeah, it's
like,
predatory.
yeah. And you're saying something about my body or whatever, like you don't know me. It's not even like a, hi, have a nice day. It's like, I don't know, something usually like vulgar and just like, it just feels icky, I guess. I was also going to say on a different side of this, when guys just stare. Like, have you ever had like a girl just stare at you? So, okay. So there you
That
go.
would be fucking weird.
Yeah. So girls don't do that. Guys sometimes do.
Just stare at you.
Yeah. And then you make eye contact and you expect them to look away and they keep staring. Yeah, it's fucking weird. Don't do that. Don't do that. And this next one completely like puts that all into context. It says that almost all women are more physically vulnerable than men are. Realize that things you say jokingly to women on the street affect them a lot more than you know. Don't blow off our reluctance to go places alone at night as cowardice. So that's like just saying what I just said of like, yeah, we're always a little bit more vulnerable. So there's always this level of, unfortunately, fear that you're going to get jumped or raped or something when
That's why you
someone.
carry a gap. That's why you're taking a gun class next week.
Yeah, for sure. I am taking a gun class this week.
Yeah,
I'm
this
excited
week.
for that.
Yeah, I am
I've taken
too.
self-defense classes and I've done boxing. So come at me.
Yeah, and she's got a little piece that she's gonna be carrying around.
Oh, I don't know about that, but
I think after this course, I think you'll be a lot more comfortable.
yeah, I still don't know if I want a gun on me at all times.
So just to feel a little less vulnerable. Like if a situation were to arise and you're with our son,
Yeah,
and you had a chance to defend yourself and our son,
that's fair.
That's not something you're interested in.
No, I would be interested in that. I just
Okay.
to actually like think of
Doesn't have
the
to be on
clothes
your
I'm
person.
wearing
Doesn't have
to
to be on
be.
your person. It can be in your purse. It can be in your backpack. It can be in a lot of
Okay.
places that you know that is easily accessible.
Yeah, I
It doesn't
don't
have to
hate
be
that.
on your person.
Okay, I
Just
don't
has
hate
to
that.
be with you, so you have the chance to protect yourself and our son.
I saw this video just speaking about like protecting your son or your daughter. This video where they were asking all these women, would you kill for your son or daughter?
Goddamn right.
Yeah. And all these people, well, some of them agreed, but some people were like, kill? Oh, that's so. And I'm like, Are you
Wouldn't
kidding
even think.
me?
I wouldn't even think twice about it.
I would immediately kill someone if it was about the safety of our son. Yeah. Glad we're on the same page. Next one. A nice long hug goes a long way.
Correct.
I agree with that. I think we're both like we're both huggers when we need it.
I'm a very.
Don't you think?
I'm physical touch. That's like my love.
Yeah. Yeah, you're good at that. I'm not always great at that. But I do like a good hug.
You do.
I do.
You do.
There's like a study that's like you need a minimum of like, I don't know what it is, like 8 hugs a day or 15 hugs a day or something to like keep, I don't know.
We definitely don't do that many.
We don't. We should hug more.
We should.
But I feel like our hugs are good long hugs. Especially when one of us needs
guys.
Especially when one of us needs it though.
Yeah.
If we're like,
Oh, yeah.
I've had a hard day, just need a
yeah.
hug. We'll soak that in for a good 20 seconds. Okay. Next one. Women need to feel validated, appreciated, and accepted just like men. A simple thanks for everything you do from my guy can take a crap day and just balance it out. It's nice to know that things aren't It's nice to know that things are noticed even if they aren't super important.
I could be better at that for sure.
Yeah. But I agree with that.
I think I am decent at it because like I do notice like when you're cleaning the house or you did my laundry. I said thanks for doing my laundry and
yeah.
The house looks good or so.
Yeah.
But
or
I think
thanks for dinner or whatever. No.
I definitely think that I could be better at it, but
I could too though.
I definitely I like it. I mean, it's a good reminder.
Yeah. No, but I agree with that. It's like it doesn't really take much to like just feel good about something you did. And it's a good reminder to guys that maybe forget to do that. Like, go tell your wife or your girlfriend thanks if they do something for you.
You do it too.
Yeah.
Like if I clean the shower, if I were to vacuum the floors or you.
Well, and I've heard like, because I would say if I thank you for doing something, are you more likely to do it again than if I just don't acknowledge it at all, right?
Probably.
But I think
I still would do it. It's not like it would keep me from doing it.
Right. But if you were like constantly doing stuff and you never got a thank you, eventually you might be like, well, okay.
I mean, that's even, yeah. I mean,
and
depending on the context, I guess.
Yeah. I've heard of some people like have an argument of like, well, geez, I shouldn't have to like thank him for every little thing or thank her for every little thing. But it's like, it's more of a respect thing, I think, than like, oh, I have to tell you thank you every time you do something. It's like, no, but like if you took something off my plate, I actually appreciate that. And if you're married and you live in the same house and you parent together, you're a team. And if you have help doing that, that's appreciated.
Yeah. Agreed.
Next one.
Can I grab something to drink?
Yeah, go for it.
I'm fucking dying. I'm hot. I need to
you okay?
just robe a little bit.
Yeah, you like, it's hot in here and you've got 3 layers on.
Oh, that's fucking way better. Jesus. I was having a fucking panic attack for a second. Okay, wow.
Are you feeling better? DJ had to take off 3 layers. It's like nice outside. You're acting like it's
well, no, it was chilly. It was chilly this morning. It was 30. It was 36 degrees this morning.
Okay, but we're in the sunroom and it gets warm in here.
I know.
Yeah.
I found that out.
Please don't ever make fun of a woman for period-reacted issues unless you know for a fact that she's open to joking about it. Parentheses, and even then, be careful. Jokingly saying, oh, it must be that time of the month, or, need a tampon, will make most women very angry.
I've never done. Well, I have done that one time.
You did?
I did.
In what context did you feel like?
Geometry class, Miss Higdon.
To a teacher?
I did.
And Higdon, she was great.
She was okay. Miss Higdon, you're cool as shit now, but
she
back
loves
then
you now.
You were a B. I'm sorry.
No, she wasn't.
She wasn't a B, but we just had our differences.
You had beef.
We had beef. Sorry, I didn't mean to call you a B. I'm sorry, Miss Higdon. At the time, we were in class, and I don't know what I was doing. Probably just being a little prick. And
yeah, you probably deserved everything that she did.
And she said something or did something, and under my breath, I said, she's being a real bitch, or she's on her period. She's on her period, or she must be on her period because she's being a real bitch or something, and she heard me. And then she yells across the room, I don't have to be on my period to be a bitch.
I love that. That's the best comeback ever. Like, fuck you.
And then that was kind of I don't remember if she sent me down to the office or not, but at some point we both got pulled into the principal's office.
They're like, you're both wrong. Okay. But good for her for calling your ass out,
Yeah,
actually.
she called me out. She
but
did.
we've seen her. When
Oh
did
yeah,
we see her?
I've seen her at the bar a few times, and
she was great.
yeah,
She like
yeah.
loved us.
She probably doesn't even remember that. She's probably had way more assholes than me.
She probably does, but I bet there was a part of her that was like,
Little prick.
yeah, little asshole. But that was funny. No, I so agree with this. First off, because if you're a man, you obviously have no idea what it's like to be on your period, and it can be fucking brutal. And the times that women are expected to just continue on with their life and pretend like nothing is going on when they feel miserable is like, guys just have no idea. But also, this is something that always bothers me. The idea that a guy could say, "Oh, do you need a tampon?" It's like, I'm sorry, do you know what a tampon does? Because if you're not feeling well or you're being a bitch, do you think a tampon's going to solve that?
No.
Like, that doesn't do anything. Like, okay, so you've related the fact that a tampon and a period go together. That's not, if I'm being a bitch to you, a tampon's not going to fucking change that.
Like asking if you need a Midol is a little bit more.
Yeah, but I've never heard a guy say that because they probably don't even know what a Midol is. So I would say that for men too. Educate yourself on a woman's basic anatomy.
I feel like I was pretty educated because I was raised by a woman for majority of my life.
I agree with that.
And I think I was probably more educated on the female body than, not that, I don't know. I just was raised by a woman.
There's like, I feel like I reference, I'm obviously on TikTok too much because I can reference a TikTok video on every topic. But there's one where they like go on, well, there's plenty like this. They go on the street and they're asking men questions about like women's periods. Like
menstrual cycles.
Yeah. How many tampons do they typically use in a day? And how long does a period last? Like all this stuff. And some of the guys are spot on. Some of them have no idea. Or they'll be like, how often do women have to change their tampon? And the guy will be like, well, anytime she has to pee. Not accurate.
It's every couple hours. It depends on your flow, right?
Yes, depends on your flow.
It could be hours. It could be half a day. It depends on, like, really depends, right?
Yeah, I guess, like, I don't use tampons. Mm-hmm. I use, like, a cup instead, or, like, a flex disc.
Yeah.
For girls, that's maybe TMI, but for girls that don't like tampons, it's much more comfortable. You can't feel it.
So we've talked about a lot of shitting and stuff on here, so it's like...
We have. Yeah. But, yeah, so... they're cool because they're not reusable. You use them once and throw them away, but you can use them for 12 hours. So you don't have to worry about switching a tampon out and it being uncomfortable.
Makes me queasy.
To think, yeah.
Just to be talking about this.
Yeah. And I used to, we talked about this, like feigning with blood. Mm-hmm. For some reason, period blood is whatever.
Yeah.
You know, but anyways.
But ever since your labor, I like blood.
Oh, it freaks you out more since then?
It never used to bother me, ever.
Yeah.
And since then, I don't know, it's kind of fucked me up a little bit.
I know. Maybe when Jaden's like a year old, we should do like a full like birth recap podcast.
What do you mean a birth? Like bring him in here and...
we could bring him in, but just like saying our experience because it wasn't ideal.
It was brutal.
It wasn't. Oh, for you, it was brutal. No,
no,
it was brutal for you too.
I'm just saying it was brutal. I didn't like for me or you. It was a brutal experience.
It was really long.
But we got a kick-ass little dude out of it.
We did. Yeah. So, okay. Yeah. Don't make period jokes. Next one. I want to be treated like a person, not a prize, not some code that needs to be cracked, not like a goddess, not like a whore, a person. Every person has their complexities and hypocrisies and weird shit that they do. And yes, some of that can be attributed to the social conditioning of gender, but it's super demeaning to be treated like a mystery. I'm not. I'm a person. People are complicated.
It sounds like a transgender.
I didn't really read it like that.
No,
I feel like guys always have, and I'm not saying you, I'm just saying like the male, I feel like this in general of like, oh, women are so hard to figure out. Like, I can't crack the code. And it's like, it's not that hard. Treat them like a person. I think that's what she's trying to say here.
I guess I've never
You're not, I don't feel like you do that.
I have a hard time understanding that because that's why I was like, I don't understand. I don't like.
Yeah.
Well, why wouldn't you treat somebody like a person?
Yeah, I feel like that doesn't really apply to you. I don't know. I just feel like there are men that maybe, and this, I'm not saying all women are innocent, obviously, either, but like they can't get a girl, or I don't know. They can't seem to figure them out, or their girl is like complaining
Maybe it's
because
just your personality shit. I mean, that's just what it comes down to.
But also it's not that hard. You don't need to be told every little thing to do. Be a nice person. If you, maybe your girl likes flowers, and if that's the case, every now and then show her you're thinking of her, get her some flowers. Maybe she likes
I just
something
don't.
else. Like, know your person, get to know your person for who they are. Not all women are the same. They're all a mystery. Figure out who they are, treat them with respect and like what they like once you figure out what they like. Which you're good at that. I'm not saying you. I'm saying I feel like that's frustrating when men are like,
I'm not taking.
I don't understand. This, we kind of talked about this a little bit, but it says, just because we don't want to date you does not mean we want to date the antithesis of you. I think that's how you say it. Antithesis or antithesis of you. For example, clean cut, nice guy, good job versus tattooed up, jerk to girls, badass. These are not mutually exclusive. And just because I don't prefer you doesn't mean I prefer the exact opposite of you. Just because I'm dating someone other than you, don't assume you can treat me better. Also, I'm not a bitch or a tease. If we are friends and you are nice and I don't want to date you, there are no dibs, which is like what we talked about before. But her biggest thing is like, I think maybe it is that like when a guy gets rejected, and girls probably do this too, to soften the blow of rejection. They think, oh, well, clearly they don't like a nice guy like me, like what we talked about before. They want the exact opposite. They want a bad boy. Maybe you guys just aren't a good fit. It doesn't mean you're bad. Doesn't mean she's bad. Just maybe
compatibility.
you're not compatibility. Yeah. That's all it is. Men who are doing the whole internet dating scene, for God's sakes, please learn how to market yourselves. I'm sure you're probably an awesome guy, but if your top 3 picks are one of your dog, another one of you and your dog, where your dog is covering your face, and a group shot of about 12 people, I'm already dismissing you. Marketing is everything. Don't get it twisted and lie. Just be truthful and have someone help you get a decent pick or two. That's so real.
I don't know.
I would assume though, like, I feel like probably if you have if your first picture is like a group pic where people can't tell which one you are, you're probably
the ugliest one.
You're probably the ugliest one. No, that's terrible.
That's a good rule of
thumb. But yeah, like I would say probably this goes for women too, like put your real self out there. Because if you end up getting a date,
catfish,
they're going to figure out who you are. So at least like put the real you out there. But yeah, get a good pic. Get some good lighting.
I got catfished pretty hard in Oregon one time.
Did you? Mm-hmm. Let's hear it. Let's hear that story.
It wasn't. Josh was, because I wasn't sure, so I invited her over to the house with all my boys. She just didn't look anything like her picture.
Was it still her though?
Yeah, it was still her. Sure.
She was just like a slight lie.
It was a big lie. Oh. Yeah.
Was she nice? Did you like her personality?
She's kind of annoying, but I mean.
Poor girl.
Yeah.
Would you have thought she was annoying if she was hot?
Yes.
Okay.
Looks can't trump annoyance in my book.
Okay.
Straight up, because you can be the hottest person on the planet, but if you have a
annoying laugh, we know right now DJ does not like an annoying laugh. I'm scared to laugh around you.
But anyways, what I was saying was, you can be. Yeah, very attractive. Your personality can be great, but if like you do something that annoys me, you get dropped like half.
Damn.
Immediately, like sliced.
If I would have known this is how intense you were with cutting people out when I first started dating you, I would have been so much more nervous for all of our dates. Like I can't say anything that's annoying.
I mean, it was pretty good. We kicked it off pretty quick.
Yeah, we did.
Spent a lot of time together right out of the gate. Unexpected.
Yeah. Surprised we didn't get annoyed of each other right off the get-go. I was going to say one time I got a message on Facebook saying that my photos were being used for someone else's catfish. So a guy who was being catfished reached out to me and said, just so you know, there's this girl named Stacy or she claims her name is Stacy. She's using your pictures on eHarmony, and he sent me the whole profile
When was this?
years ago.
What the fuck?
Way before you.
What
Yeah.
the fuck?
And
That's
I think
fucking wild.
I think I
That's a compliment, babe.
kind of, but also I don't like that.
I thought you were cute.
Someone can just the fact, and that's what happens when you put your stuff on the internet. Anyone can take it, but the fact that someone could like use all your shit and be like, "This is me," fucked up. Okay, next one. Oh, I don't know if you're gonna agree with this, but I fully do. The C word is really not very nice.
Cat?
Please use with caution. You know the word. I hate this word.
Oh.
And you've used it. You've said it.
Oh,
To a
yeah.
couple, not like to their face, but you've called people this, and it makes me cringe. This is probably the only
But-
swear word that I'm like, oh, I don't like it.
It's not
so
gender
mean.
specific for me.
Okay. Well,
I'm just saying.
I feel like, oh, I don't know. If someone called me this, I would be really offended. I think this word would cut me deep. I don't know why
Why?
that is. I just don't like it. It just like gives me the heebie-jeebies, that word. I hate it.
Okay.
But everyone's different. I feel like British people love this word. Don't you think?
Oh yeah. They call
Yeah.
it. They call it. Yeah.
Yeah. Like, see you next Tuesday.
They'll call your friends that. They'll call. Yeah.
Yeah. So like, I guess it's wherever you grow up. But that's just one of those words where I'm like, oof, I don't like it. This one, learn how to apologize. A genuine sorry goes a long way.
Yeah. I've had
That's
to learn
fair.
how to do that over the years.
And me too. That's definitely not gender specific, that one. But also not just sorry, like make steps to change your behavior. Because otherwise a sorry means
Nothing.
jack shit.
Yeah.
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 This one, sometimes I'm fine really does just mean I'm fine. But sometimes it doesn't. So
You got to figure it out.
read the room. Figure it out. Sorry. Do you feel like we ever have times like that?
What?
I don't think so. I think I'm pretty good about spilling all my emotions out to you. If I'm not fine, you're probably going to know I'm not fine, right?
Yeah. Yeah. I can tell when you're not fine.
Yeah. Smelling good goes a long way. Scent is the most emotionally powerful sense, so appealing to that could make one very attractive. Sounds funny, but I get hung up on the scent of a person. This doesn't mean to take an Axe bath per se. Scent should be discovered, not announced.
Correct.
I agree with that for sure.
Do
Scent's a big one.
I have good scent?
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Yeah. What is my scent? Describe it. Close your eyes.
So-
think of it.
So something that's like about you is your hair always smells really good. And don't look at me like
I know. I'm
a
just wondering.
psychopath.
I'm just wondering why.
No.
I like this. No, that wasn't psycho. I was just surprised.
I tell you that like, oh, your hair smells really good. And your response is always, really? I haven't washed it in 3 weeks. or something. Because if you don't know, DJ has like very curly textured hair and it would dry out if you wash it all the time. So you use conditioner. But even then, you don't use conditioner every time, right? You just like get it wet. But it always smells kind of coconutty. So I don't know if it just keeps that scent or that's just your natural hair scent. I don't know.
Well, and I do get a regular haircut. So I don't know if that could be part of it too.
Yeah, but it's not like you're doing that every day.
No, but
But it always smells good. And the rest of you, yeah, just smells good. And you should for sure know this because I always want to use your cologne.
oh yeah.
And you don't let me because you don't want us to have the same scent.
No, that makes no sense. It's my scent. That's been my scent since freshman year.
I know, but I like the scent.
That's why you fucking married me.
I know, but like I also want to smell that way. And attract women. Just kidding.
Hey.
I'm joking. I'm joking. But I just have always liked the smell of cologne better than perfume.
Yeah, perfume.
It's so flowery or something.
I've never been like, damn, that smells good.
Right. Oh,
of a
that's
girl. It's like,
actually-
no, my fucking head hurts.
That's actually a good point. If there was a girl, like, okay, what if when you first met me, I smelled the same, or I smelled like a good cologne that you like? Would you be attracted to that, or would you be like, no, she smells like a man? Like, what's a smell that a guy looks for in a girl? Like fruity?
No. Clean.
Just clean. Take notes, girls. Be clean.
Like laundry. Like I like smelling. Like if
Like-
I'm like not like.
chemical laundry.
Oh my god.
Sorry, continue your thought.
No, I like if you're sitting next to somebody and they smell pleasant. Like I don't want to sit next to somebody and they smell like a fucking cigarette, or they smell like smoke, or they smell. You know what I mean?
Obviously.
Like,
Obviously.
and obviously sweat is another thing. Know your own body odor. Know how bad your body odor is.
So just like basic cleanliness
Yeah,
though. Like
basic-
take a
just be
shower,
clean, like-
use deodorant,
Yeah.
and you're probably not going to smell gross.
Yeah, but honestly, if somebody, if I would have met you with my cologne on, I probably would have been just as attracted to you,
Okay.
if not more. I'd be like, damn, that smells good. It smells familiar, and then I probably would have figured out later. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But it wouldn't be like a turn off for me. Not like
Okay.
an ick.
2 more.
What was the ick? What was the ick? I said, ew, that's an ick.
Oh no, you can't say it. You can't tell people. You can't tell people that.
Oh.
DJ, well, I'm sure you've had icks about me before, but the other day I said something and he was like, ew, ew. Never, ever say that in public. I just got the ick. I'm so grossed out. And he made me feel icky, okay? And I'm gonna share what it is, okay? Because I think you took this way out of context. So, I have bad allergies. And so I feel like I always have a stuffy nose or a runny nose. My mom, similarly, pretty much always has a runny nose. So if I ever don't have a Kleenex with me, I can ask my mom, do you have a Kleenex? And she does. But sometimes she has a crumbled up Kleenex in her bag. And I'm not saying it's like crumbled used. It's just like a crunched up Kleenex she threw in her bag, and I will use it.
See, I'm thinking like this nasty ass crusty
It's
towel.
not like
it's all
that.
like this big, and you have to like open it up and.
Okay, no, it is not like that. Oh my gosh, no, it's not like a
Gross,
used
no.
Kleenex.
Use a clean one.
Okay, but all I was saying was like I don't always have like a perfect Kleenex box next to me, and if I'm with my mom, I can count on her to have a Kleenex with her.
I'd use my shirt.
Before you would use a Kleenex
used
from your
Kleenex.
own
A
mother.
used
I'm
Kleenex.
not saying it's like gross and used. I'm saying it's crumbled
Yes,
up.
I would not use my mom's.
Potentially it's maybe been used once, but not like just like a runny nose, just like a doop, not like a blowing
That's how
your
you
nose
spread
into
germs.
it. Okay, well maybe I'll cut that out. Maybe that's an ick. Okay, but I for sure gave DJ the ick. I thought he was gonna pull over on the side of the road and kick me out right there. Okay.
Oh, fuck.
This one. It's not normal for you to have your wife get mad at you for every little thing. It's not normal for you to have to barter with her and ask for permission for everything. Stop treating it like it's just part of the package. It's not. You make all the other men afraid of marriage or worse. Go into marriage expecting me to turn into a bitch who hates sex or friends. That's a good thought.
I mean, that's
We've actually talked about that before because I would say, okay, now that we do have a kid, we don't ask for, sometimes we do kind of ask for permission because we need to know, hey,
it's not really permission. It's more just a courtesy call.
just courtesy and checking in on the other person
Yeah.
of like, hey, do you
Can
care if I
get a
go do
drink tomorrow or
this?
tonight? Like I went out for drinks
Yeah.
last night.
Because we have a child to take care of and we can't just both be making plans and
Yeah.
just hit the road.
Yeah.
But I don't feel like you typically have to like always ask me for permission for stuff, right? Like you
No.
don't feel like you have to. No. But it is more of a courtesy, I guess. If you've gone golfing 3 days in a row,
I wouldn't do 3 days in a row.
yeah.
I would, but I know not to.
Yeah, no. But that's a good point because I do think there's some marriages where the wife is kind of, I don't know, maybe overly controlling, and so you hear that of like,
Oh, yeah,
gotta
I mean-
ask old ball and chainer, or this
know
idea
exactly,
of like,
mean-
I hate my wife. Like, you know, older couples like
Oh, yeah.
sometimes have that
My
mentality.
old lady.
Yeah,
Yeah, we
like,
call her
well,
old
why
lady.
did you get married if you just freaking hate each other? But that's a good one. And the very last one, take some control. Sometimes I really don't care where we eat. I just don't want to have to make the decision.
That's how I feel.
That's how I feel.
That's how I feel.
So we're both,
I am the one who usually makes the decision.
are you?
Yes.
But I feel like I make all these decisions like in the household. And so then when we go out to eat, I'm like, I don't want to think I'm already have a million things going on in my head. I don't want to make another decision. Just tell me where to go. So we're both feeling the same way.
What if I feel the same way for my work? Because all I do all day long
make
is
decisions.
ask questions or answer questions, make decisions.
I think this is a breakthrough here.
And when I get home, all I want to do is just let my brain melt.
Right. It's like we're both just like paralyzed with decision making.
So we need a fishbowl with options, and that's a
good idea. We figure it out. We take turns figuring it out.
We figure something out usually.
But either side, either don't always expect your husband or boyfriend to be the one to make the decision, or don't always expect the girl to be the one to make the decision.
Correct.
And don't expect that they think, how am I trying to word this? Like, if you said, hey, I really want to go here, this sounds good, I'm probably going to like be okay to go along with that. So like, don't feel also like you have to find out what I want to do. Like, it's not always just one person's thing. If something sounds good to one person, the others probably, in our case, we're going to like compromise and be like, oh yeah, I'll eat that.
I'll be straight up. No, that sounds like shit to me.
DJ is very good at setting his own boundaries and saying, I don't want to do that. And I'm not. So sometimes I'm the one who has to compromise a little bit. But yeah, you're good at that. That's something I could learn how to be better at.
Just drawing the line.
Yeah.
Josh just told me that the other day.
That you're good at that? Mm-hmm. So in some ways, though, sometimes you got to compromise and just do it.
Agreed.
Yeah.
Agreed. Yeah. 100%.
But yeah. No, if DJ doesn't want to be there, he's not going to be there. So you should people should feel very good about when he does show up, because that does mean he wants to be there.
Yeah, because if I don't want to go, I'm not going.
Yeah. Sometimes that hurts your feelings a little bit, but you just gotta.
Hurts your feelings?
Sometimes.
I know, but I
know. No, I'm over it now.
I don't expect you to, like, I would honestly love if you would come ride and golf with me every single time. I would get my cart. I would have my own side.
Every single time. You're lying.
Hell yeah.
You are lying.
Babe, it's not like me and my friends are out, like,
there aren't times that you would.
There
aren't times that you would just want to be with your guys.
Maybe occasionally, but I honestly, like, you're my best friend. Like,
Oh, thank you.
I would love to just be able to travel and have you as my golf partner, and you just can sit in there and read your Kindle or do whatever the fuck you want to do. And nice weather, yeah. Just hang out. Like, that's like, to me, that's perfect. Like, I don't need anything more than that.
Oh, that's very sweet. But no, my point of this was you are very good about saying if you don't want to do something, and sometimes I'm not, and sometimes it gets me in situations where I'm like, fuck. Shit, we're locked in. I don't want to do this. I agreed to plans. Well, sometimes I drag you into those plans as well.
I think everybody does that though, because you're feeling, at the beginning of the week, you're feeling ambitious and you're making all these plans, and then Friday hits and you're like, fuck, I don't want to leave my house.
Yeah, I don't want to do anything.
I don't want to see anybody. I don't want to see.
That's how we are. I also think it's very, I think it would be hard. Oopsies. Like, we are a couple who is kind of on the same, what am I trying to think of? The same like wavelength when it comes to being like homebodies, right? Where I think it would be really hard if one of us like had to be so social going out all the time, where both of us, we like our alone time. Mm-hmm. Like together, but also separately. Yep. Like, we like our own shit and we need our own time. The people that are together all the time or like work together, I'm like, that couldn't be us.
No.
We need our alone time.
We'd kill each other.
And probably. I appreciate that. I feel like we're both very like independent in that way, but also we like to just be home, just us, and do our own thing.
That was a huge thing at the beginning that I struggled with, was how independent you were.
That's very sweet, because I don't think past boyfriends would have called me independent.
Okay. So you had your own store. You were running your pop-up shops. You had a lot of shit going on.
No, for sure. I was just going to say, by the time I was dating you, I think I had like figured out, like, I was like much more confident in who I was as a person. And like, I had things that I liked, and I felt like my life was pretty like well-rounded on its own. So then like, it was a good time for you to come into it, where I didn't feel like I needed anybody. Mm-hmm. So yeah, but I wasn't always like that, for sure.
Well, I was always just used to their happiness being dependent like on my happiness, and it was definitely
doesn't work out that way.
No, and then it was definitely something that I had to get used to, for sure. Just because I was used to like texting all day every day and stuff like that, and I don't know.
And we don't text at all.
No, we don't really talk.
That's also
I call you quite a
that's
bit.
more of like, maybe that's more of like a marriage thing though, because are there any married couples who are talking all
Even
day?
before we were married, we didn't
That's
talk.
fair. But also because we want to have something to talk about when we do hang out.
Great.
And I do feel like we mostly talk in funny videos and memes. Don't you think?
Yeah.
We send that more than we send normal.
And I
Or we call.
I call a few
Yeah.
times a day usually, most days.
So like probably if you looked at our texts, you'd be like, wow, they don't talk at all. Or they just send funny shit.
Oh, let's see.
Because we always call. Or you would look at messages and be like, oh wow, you didn't get a response. Well, it's probably because you called me because you don't really like to text.
Let me see what it last.
It totally is me sending you shit and it looks like you don't respond. But that's actually
Because
so
that
funny.
one where I said, all right, you need to stop. Because you wouldn't stop texting me and I had to work.
Sorry.
And you just kept sending me TikToks.
Okay. It's not like I do that all the time. It's just I was running into some funny ones.
She sent me like 6 videos in a row and my phone's making all this noise and Josh is like, what is going on?
Really?
And I'm
Why
like-
is your phone on?
Because sometimes it's on, sometimes it's not.
Okay, but can I also say, didn't mean to cut you off, but when you
did.
send
You
stuff,
didn't mean to cut me
you send stuff through Instagram. When I open my Instagram, I have like eight messages. I'm like, what the fuck? It's all funny videos from you. So I just send them differently, but you also
Because
send
I don't have
a
TikTok.
lot. Yeah.
I don't use TikTok.
DJ's old. He'll like see a video or hear a sound that's on Instagram that's been on TikTok for 3 weeks. That's okay. One thing, very last thing I say before we're done, this just made me think of it because we share videos and sometimes we think each other's videos are funny, but also we have very different senses of humor, don't you think?
Oh, yeah.
Like I have like a file or like a collection on TikTok called Funny that I save to show DJ when he gets home. And we lost video. But just last thing I was going to say is like, I get so excited to show you stuff because I think they're so funny. And I'm like so eager for your funny reaction. And then there's just nothing. He's like, it's okay. And I'm like, that breaks my heart a little bit. And then you show me stuff that you think is hilarious. And I also don't agree. So in conclusion, I'm funny. DJ's not. And he doesn't understand my sense of humor.
My sense of humor is trash.
It is. That's it. So I think next we will do things that men want women to know. Mm-hmm. So send us a message or click on the link. But in the meantime, go give us a review and like, subscribe, all that shit. And we will see you next time.
Heck yeah.
Bye.
Bye-bye.